So, just to kind of start off this mini activity, we wanted to really hear from you all to create a vision board activity. So, basically, as we all know, vision boards are used to kind of envision our own future, but also envision how we want to kind of see certain things. So, like, I make vision boards just so how I can envision my own sort of like college life that's coming up very soon. But I want to make a vision board with you all in terms of how you envision your perfect rally so that we can just start off with using this Jamboard as a way to just form a discussion on how you see the perfect rally. And so some of the questions that you all can kind of think about when trying to think of creating this vision board is how does the perfect rally sound like? Like what is the perfect atmosphere for this rally? What does it look like? And how do you envision the facilitators? So how about if y'all can unmute and just share out what are your thoughts on like how you envision your perfect rally? That would be great.
How about can we do like one question at a time? Like, what does it sound like?
Yeah. So like, what does the perfect rally sound like to you all?
Hi everybody. So for me, I think a perfect rally will be like something that will attract people. Like he said, there will be music and stuff. So like maybe people will come and everything. Maybe food and drinks. Because everybody like to eat. And yeah.
That is very good.
Nice.
Yeah. How about, does anyone else want to share how they kind of envision how the perfect rally sounds like to them?
You want to go?
Yeah, go ahead. Numa, let me know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, you said it right. I would say the perfect rally with me for me, sorry. Is like a rally that basically introduces like a lot of the issues occurring in our neighborhoods. And of course, food, water, drinks, and things that could just address different issues going on in our community. Because I feel like a rally is something that could really help, like put the voice out there and help those issues being heard. So yeah.
Yes, definitely. I definitely do agree with what's already being said about how we already see our perfect rally. Would anyone else want to share for this specific question? Yeah, go ahead.
A well-engaged audience.
Yes.
Oh, she heard me.
Yeah, for sure. A well-engaged audience is super, super duper important, for sure. Okay, how about now let's go to the next question. So what is the perfect atmosphere you envision for the rally? So we already talked about, music, food, a well-engaged audience, but how do you kind of envision people to kind of go into it? So how about Ayil? Let me know if I'm pronouncing it right. You start.
Ayel, or you just can call me Rose. So people should like feel like welcome, like like a good how to say a good environment where people are laughing, smiling, like like I'm trying to say like where people feel welcome and where people like will feel comfortable sharing stuff and everything.
Yes, that's super duper important.
I like that, Ayel.
Yeah, that was really good. And then how about Numa? Go ahead.
For me, I would say what I would want in the atmosphere, probably like a stage. And in the stage, it basically could be someone, maybe a performance, something that could catch people's eye and how you say it, and basically catch people's attention and like I don't know, basically that.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with the sort of people feeling engaged, but also having fun performances so everyone feels much more welcomed. Would anyone else like to share more on how they envision the perfect sort of atmosphere they envision?
Yeah, Elizabeth has something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think like we should do like a giveaway for anybody that gets the question, like a quiz at the end of the day, and we give them like some little gift. That way, we let them want to participate.
For sure. Yeah. Gifts make everyone happy. So having any giveaway, any gifts, like that'll attract anyone to be even near. So I definitely agree.
Like a fire. Oh.
Would anyone else want to add? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ayil.
And also, I think
After
there's
you, Colin.
so I was saying that it should be like some playing art app, because like when the kids see there is some stuff where they can play, they will definitely ask the parents to go, you know. So maybe there will be more people when there is like places for kids to enjoy and stuff.
Okay, maybe last thought.
Yeah. How about Numa goes, and then I know someone else wanted to share in.
Wait, yeah, Colin. Can Colin go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking like we already had like a DJ, but like in terms of events, I don't know if we can have like a headphones DJ part like the thing that we did last time.
Oh, like the silent disco.
Yeah, silent disco, exactly. So like.
Did you guys hear it?
Yeah, like a DJ, music pumping, everyone like
Silent
listening.
disco. Yeah, that's what I heard.
But yeah, like just music pumping for sure. And then how about last one could be Numa? Go ahead.
I would say it's basically a giveaway, but like a raffle. Same thing. Yeah.
All right, for sure. All right, so everyone shared a lot. And I think that these are all important points that you have to keep in mind and how you want to envision your perfect rally, right? So as you were saying, getting things that attract people, music, food, a well-engaged audience, a welcoming environment, gifts, music, raffles, etc., etc. This is how we as a community envision this perfect rally to look like. And now we have to kind of take the steps necessary to make this vision into a reality. And so now I'll start with a little slide deck to kind of show more on what's really gonna be important in terms of some tips and how we can get this perfect rally going. So give me 1 sec and I'll share the slide deck right now. Okay, so let me know if y'all can see my screen. Okay, so this is going to be really quick. I don't want it to be like a little presentation. It's more just a thing that can help y'all in terms of finding steps and just tips overall. So I'll now go over the most important steps to kind of envision your impactful rally. So my screen is loading. Yeah, so this is based on the workshops that we did in advocacy, and we've realized that this is super effective in terms of applying it to many different scenarios. So these are the 3 easy steps that you kind of need. So it's first pinpointing your superpowers. Then the second step is radically imagine how you can use those sort of superpowers in the upcoming rally. And then the third is making that vision into a reality. Okay, so those are the 3 main steps, but it might be a little confusing. So I'll definitely say what it means to pinpoint your superpowers in the first slide. So your superpowers are basically, you know, what you're good at. So to kind of understand your superpowers, you have to reflect on yourself and be like, understand what you're good at. So it can either be you're organized, you're confident, you're enthusiastic. Like these are superpowers that you can definitely use in the rally and are super duper important to understand within yourself so that you can further utilize them in the next steps above. So I included some fun images too. So imagine your own superpowers and use those superpowers in a very effective way. Oh, sorry. All right. And so the next one is radically imagine how you can use your superpowers in the upcoming rally. So basically, after you realize like, these are my strengths, these are what I can use to further make this rally as impactful as possible. Now you have to imagine yourself in that rally and radically imagine how you can use those superpowers in that upcoming rally. So it's really, as you were talking about and as we were doing, we were making a vision board on how we can make this rally as perfect as we can and as amazing as we can. But we first need to imagine how we can use our individual powers and our individual strengths to make this rally as impactful as possible. And that really comes with imagination and using your imagination as a tool to make these dreams into a reality. So it's really kind of using questions like, how can I use my strengths in this rally to be, utilized in this whole sort of object? How can I make this rally impactful with my superpowers? How can I bring further power into this rally by using what I'm good at? How can I use, my confidence? How can I use my enthusiasm? Just as you pinpoint your superpowers, you then have to radically imagine how you can use those superpowers later. And then the third step is make that vision into a reality. So as we were talking about in the vision board, right? Like you saw all the things that y'all want to do in the vision board, right? Now you really have to think about, I want to make this vision to a reality, right? So you now have to implement the next steps needed to make that vision into a reality. So, as we say, we dream to rehearse, but also you have to pinpoint your superpowers and your strengths to then see like, okay, so this is how I imagine myself in this rally. And then boom, now I have to be that person. Now I have to envision that rally. Now I have to envision that person who's powerful, confident, enthusiastic, and go right into it and be confident in that rally and use those superpowers as that strengths. So these are just like mini tips as well. I think y'all already know this, but it's super duper important to be confident. The phrase fake it till you make it, that is going to be super important here. Even if you're shy, even if you don't know what you're saying, if you fake it till you make it, you are going to be great. If you show that you're confident, if you show that you're really embodying that mindset of like, you know what, I got this, I can do this, that's going to show within how you're talking, and that's going to show within the audience, and it'll influence how people think and how people react, right? So you have to be confident. You have to, don't be too intimidated. It might be a lot of people, but I know you all have been planning for such a long time that being confident is going to be super duper important, right? Another second one is just having a mindset that isn't too critical of yourself, right? So I know that our minds have like, we always are critical of ourselves, or like, we did something bad. We have to get over this. Like, what do we do next? That you need to end that mindset right now and have that growth mindset so that you don't approach problems in a negative way, but approach it in a positive way. So if you make a mistake in what you're saying, like a chance, laugh it off and then start over, right? If you're having a problem with saying something and you still are persevering, right? That's what's most important. So don't be too like critical of yourself and be open to the obstacles that you have in mind. Be open to what you're doing and be open to what you want to achieve. Because if you have that sort of passion in your work that you're doing and you're very passionate overall, that's going to show. And once you have that mindset already, right, that's going to be super duper important to ensure that everything is as, confident and everything is great as possible, right? And then I really wanted to emphasize being radical visionaries, right?
Get married?
Yeah, so like being radical visionaries are super duper important. You're gonna really have to embody.
Where are we going again?
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Applebee's.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Why?
to really
I was
embody.
asking if I'm hungry.
Ooh.
I was outside for
If
2
y'all
hours.
can, please unmute. Please mute. But okay, as I was saying, yeah, being radical visionaries is super important. And like your mindset, everything, like to be a radical visionary, it is encompassing all of the different values and all the different superpowers that you have. And so I did say a lot, but I would love for y'all to kind of think about your superpowers. So what are like superpowers that you want to kind of embody into this rally? Like these can be, as I was saying, your confidence, your enthusiasm, what you think that you're best at, and I want y'all to brainstorm for 3 minutes. So 3 minutes kind of seems like a lot. So I'll actually change it to 2 minutes. So 7:25. And then we're going to go into I am statements where mostly if anyone wants to share, just saying I am confident or I am going to blah, blah, blah. And so this is just going to be a mini activity where we start with that. So we'll be back at 7:25 and then we'll start with our I am statements. So feel free to start brainstorming now on your superpowers.
I think 30 seconds is fine, as opposed to a minute.
All right, sounds good. Okay, I do have my watch. So it did say, I think it said 30 seconds. So how about now, everyone who wants to share, please go into I am statements of the 3 superpowers that you think you want to embody into this rally. So everyone feel free to raise your hands or just say it out loud right now.
I am confident. I am strong. I am hopeful, something like that.
What was the last word? Sorry.
Like hopeful.
Hopeful. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love that. If you only have even one I am statement, like that's totally fine. Anyone can share right now, just like as a last thing. Yeah, Noma, go ahead.
I said I am determined. I am open-minded, and I am curious.
Yes, we love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Would anyone else like to share? Especially, yeah. I'll give it like 10 seconds. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Tania. My superpower would be I am social, so I know how to talk to people. I don't get really nervous. Cool. Anybody else? Miranda? Right. Hi. I was gonna say I'm organized.
Let me do the talking.
Yeah, Candy. Oh, Elizabeth.
So, I'm Elizabeth, and I am always happy, even though I don't mean to.
What?
Definitely.
This one.
My superpower is that I'm a very strong person. You know, I carry a lot of stuff. I got the energy.
Switch the camera.
Yes. Okay, would anyone else like to share? Last.
Any last I am statements?
Equacy?
Equacy,
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Akwesi, and I am crazy. I'm pumped. I'm pumped though. I am pumped. My bad.
At least he's self-aware.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, you all are self-aware. I really do appreciate how everyone shared your I am statements. And now that you've acknowledged your superpowers, now you have to use those superpowers in your rally and now envision that and radically imagine it so you make that into a reality. So I'll pass it.
Sorry, can I add before we switch
Yeah,
that?
go ahead.
So this is like the first part of it, right? In the essence of time, we don't have enough time to go into all the other parts of what Irina said, but like, please use these statements, these superpowers to make sure that the roles that you assign for the rally, so whoever is the facilitator, whoever's like greeting people, make sure that they align with the superpowers that you identified today.
Yeah, for sure. Use those superpowers and really use them in the roles that you're going to do. And so that's my part of the workshop. I'll pass it to Jolina to start the next part.
All right. Hi, everyone. I know I wasn't on the meeting when we started. My apologies. I was a little busy helping out something at school. But just general introduction. My name is Jolina Jimenez. I am a senior at Frank Sinatra School of the Arts. I'm a drama major. We may have interacted at some point because I work with the youth agenda, maybe not. But yeah, I am here to talk about the actual rally part of the rally. So how you're going to get people riled up and what you're going to do at certain activities and how to be really present in the space. So to start, I kind of want to do a little reaction round. People who are joining in Zoom, can you maybe put a little like reaction with an emoji of how you feel about the workshop so far? People who don't have access to Zoom, can I get like a thumbs up, middle, down, something like that? All right, I see some thumbs up in the room. I'm liking that. Oh, I see the party emoji. That's fun. I'm glad people are getting pumped. I see the energy is high in the room. And yeah, I'm glad to get your feedback. And also, I just wanted to give a little example of how to engage. Oh, I see the monkey emoji. That one's cute. That one's cute. And I just wanted to give you a little example of how you should be interacting with the people at your rally. You should always be looking for active feedback. You should be checking in with your crowd in different ways and really engaging to bring the energy up. For example, something that I've done, I emceed the policy breakfast for the youth agenda. The topic of that event isn't, you should be familiar, but I'm not going to go into it. Essentially, something that I did was I asked our crowd, what time is it? And then the people we were working with in the youth agenda all said showtime. And then I kept repeating it. Eventually, the crowd joined in. That's just something fun that we did there, kind of an example of uniting yourself
Example of that.
with the crowd. If you actually unmute, could you just do me a favor and mute yourself? I appreciate it. But another simple version of that is just asking like, how you feeling today? We good, bad? And similar to what was said before, you just want to make sure that the person who's doing these activities, emceeing or just engaging with the very large crowds, are always hype. I heard Akwesi may usually be that person, but I'm sure there's some of you guys who are also equally as hype. Quick example of what time is it? Sure. So you want me to ask what time is it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say what time is it, and then y'all are gonna say showtime. All right. So what time is it?
Showtime.
Word. Okay, I'm gonna ask one more time. What time is it?
Showtime.
Great, great, great. So you see, that's an easy way to get the energy up. One more. Okay, we're a little short time. What time is it?
Showtime. Oh, thank you.
Great. No problem. That's so much fun. And yeah, you see, it just gets the energy pumped. And some tips for maybe being the person who's emceeing. You want to make sure you're projecting. I would rather hear you guys yelling and be like, wow, they're talking a little too loud than not be able to hear you at all. Because at least what you're saying is getting across, you know? And another thing is your facial expressions. If you're getting hype, you want to look hype. I don't want to answer back to someone who looks bored because then I'm going to get bored. You know what I mean? And if you're saying something a little more serious, a little more concerning, just make sure your face matches that. Third, something that helps with me sometimes moving around the space, whether it's a stage or a larger area, helps me interact with different parts of the crowd. That's not always something that you should do, especially if you're presenting data, but when you're just trying to engage with your crowd, that might be something that's helpful. And something that I always like to remember when I'm emceeing or just presenting to a large group of people is just to be human, you know? People don't like to listen to robots. They don't like to listen to people who sound automated. You should be having fun when you're at the rally. You should be having fun presenting. And if you make a mistake, you slip up on your words, that's totally fine. You're human the same way everybody else is human. Acknowledge it, maybe laugh at it. It's okay to laugh at yourself and move on. All right. So that was fun. And I'm going to do my two next things are going to be a little more interactive. If that's okay, I know that might be a little hard in the space that we're doing things. So it's going to be a like, raise your hand if this applies to you. This is something that's called a privilege walk. The name is not like, doesn't necessarily matter. It's not about like privilege or unprivileged, just things that apply to you or may not apply to you. So I'm going to ask 3 questions. And you're gonna raise your hand if you agree with the statement, all right? Does everyone understand the instructions? Can I get a thumbs up? Great, and people who are participating on Zoom, you could go ahead and raise your Zoom hands in the reaction section. But the first question is, I feel hopeful about being able to afford living in New York City when I'm older. So raise your hand if you feel hopeful about being able to afford to live in New York City. All right. I don't see a whole lot of hands up, and that makes sense because in the Youth Ask You census that our coalition collected data with, only, 31% of young people who took that survey also did not feel hopeful about being able to afford New York City when they're older. And that's a lot, That's almost a third of young people who took our survey, and that's really upsetting. So thank you for participating in that. Second question is, I was taught about consent when receiving health or sexual education in school. Raise your hand if that applies to you. All right, I see some hands, but not enough if you're asking me, because I think everybody should learn about consent in school, especially sex ed. And, this kind of goes along with our data because in our survey, less than 38% of respondents to the Yay census reported receiving sexual health education that included topics of consent. And third question is, remember, raise your hand if you agree with this. I have or have had access to a therapist in the event that I needed one. Raise your hand if this applies to you. All right, I see some hands, maybe not enough. In regards to our data, nearly 40% of Yay respondents reported not having access to a therapist when they needed one. And that's almost half, and that's really upsetting. So some of y'all may be familiar with this data if you're familiar with the data in the youth agenda, but this activity was pretty much just to, thank you guys also for participating. I didn't mention that, but thank you for raising your hands online and in the room. But that was just an activity that goes to show you an interesting way to present data. Something that people are always really into, especially in large crowds, is when you make them part of the experience. And people are usually much more willing to pay attention to things that involve themselves. People like talking about themselves. It's okay. I like talking about myself too. And yeah, just remember that this is not something that you always want to do, especially if it's about a really sensitive topic. Some people might not be comfortable disclosing very personal information in very large group settings, but if you feel that you have room for something like this and it doesn't have to take the form of a privilege walk per se, just remember that this is an option because you always want to think of creative ways to present the information you're talking about, even if it's just asking someone, hey, raise your hand if you care about this issue. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of this person, something like that. All right. So I hope that was clear. And now, I know I'm speeding through this a little bit. My apologies, I'm talking fast. But this third activity is going to be even more interactive. So I'm going to need at least one brave volunteer to speak and play a game. Can I get at least one, either in the Zoom or on the room? You raise your hand. Who's all right? We have time for multiple people to participate. So as long as we have a line. So who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Choose one person to go first. Just stand up if you're going first.
Oh, stand up.
Yeah, just so I know who I'm talking to. All right, you can go second in the, I think, pink sweatshirt. All right, so this is, like I said, I'm a drama major, so I wanted to add a little bit of improv into this, if you don't mind. And I'm gonna have you guys play a little adapted game called Panel of Experts. And pretty much what this means is I'm going to give you a random topic that you potentially know nothing about, and you're going to have to talk about it for at least 30 seconds to a minute. And it's supposed to be streamlined talking. You pretend like you know everything about this topic. You want to speak with confidence. You want to speak with good pronunciation and diction. You want to try to not use filler words like or like, because you won't sound like an expert, right? You want to sound like you know what you're talking about. So can I get your name of who our first participant is?
Kania.
Camilla?
Kania.
All right. So you are going to be our expert of birds. Welcome everyone. You're going to get a 30 seconds to 1 minute talk on the topic of birds. So I'm gonna put it on the timer and please go ahead, expert.
Birds can fly. Birds are rats. Birds are outside. Birds got 3 toes. It has feathers, a body, mouth, a throat, a stomach, a butt. They also do, they also pull white. That's cute. One time I put my mom's hair. They fly everywhere. They're in the subways. I see a couple dead ones every morning. They ride the train with us. Yeah.
All right, that was almost 50 seconds, so I'm gonna stop you. I appreciate that. I loved our talk on birds. That was a lot of, I think, accurate information. I don't know, I'm not an expert on birds, but I appreciate you participating. Who is our second expert? Come on, yeah, you volunteered. All right, so can I get your name?
Colin.
Colin?
Yeah, that's me go.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. My apologies.
Hey,
Say your name again. Say your name again.
All right. So you are going to give a 30-second to a minute talk on the sport of golf. Thank you, everyone. You're here to listen to a talk on golf, and we have an expert here today. So please take it away, expert.
So as you can see behind me, we have Tiger Woods playing one of his greatest shows ever. He's hitting with his bat or racket.
A club.
Yeah, he just swinging his club at 90 to 180 degrees, hitting it straight on the net, on the pin, and it's going like into a hole.
Yeah.
Gotta keep going, keep going, keep going.
Ace in one, and that is Tiger Woods.
Of the right people.
Of the what?
Of the right people.
Of the right people.
The white
Come on, expert, keep talking. Give us a few more points.
So that's Tiger Woods of the white people.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Golf.
mini golf.
We have big golf, we have medium, we have.
But focus. Don't distract me out.
All right, I am going to cut you off now for the purpose of time, but that was really good. I really like how you started off with a lot of confidence. You started talking immediately. That's what I want to see everybody do. We could have like one more volunteer, and yeah, I want to hear confidence in your voice. I don't want to hear you stop. Even if you don't know anything that you're talking about, just spit words. All right. So I saw someone on Zoom who may have want to participate. Was that right?
It was.
All right.
I also want to go.
So could you introduce yourself real quick?
No, her.
Oh, hi, everybody. My name is Rose.
Hi, nice to meet you. So again, remember the game panel of experts, and everyone, thank you for coming. You're here to listen to a talk.
Wait, sorry,
about-
Jelena. Before
no
you continue, Ayel, can you turn on your camera?
Oh yeah, that would be helpful. If you could.
I'm gonna try. Wait, give me a second. Can somebody go before me because I'm doing something right now?
Yes, who was just standing? You could go now.
Yeah, Elizabeth is coming.
Jolena, were you thinking of a thing? Do you need?
I had one, but I feel like it's a little too easy. Do you have an idea?
Does any People in the room, can you shout out some
Yeah.
ideas that we could pick from?
Shout
Young,
out ideas of
What's the
topics.
next topic for
Art.
our panel of experts?
all right.
Can we get?
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do
Jollof rice. The room has spoken.
jollof rice. Okay.
Bill of Rights. That's good.
Go. It's your turn. It's your turn.
Wait, is she Nigerian?
Are you? She asked.
Elizabeth,
Duh,
where are you
right.
from?
Are you Nigerian?
Nigerian.
She's Nigerian?
Yeah.
Oh no, you gotta pick another topic then, because she
Yeah.
knows what it is
No, we need
already.
something. We need something that's challenging.
Let's do.
Oh, I have one. I have an obscure one. Explain to me the art of tap dancing. You're an expert on the art of tap dancing. I want to hear about it. Come on. All right.
Let's go.
So, good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Candy, but I would love if you could call me Elizabeth. Today I'll be talking about tap cake. First of all, I have no idea what that is. And second of all,
You do know what it is. Come on.
I don't know. I can't force myself.
You're supposed to.
Tap cane is a napkin. Tap key, I think.
Tap dancing.
Tap dancing. Okay, so tap dancing is like a sound made with your shoe. You know, it's like a beat of music you can create from your.
No, you spitting right now. Keep going.
From your act of yourself. You know, when you're far away, you can hear the tap dancing from your shoe. You understand? This tap dancing I've been here since generation. And today we're gonna be transforming the most fantabulous, extraordinary tap dancing ever. You know what? We're gonna step on that stage and we're gonna show you how amazing our tap dancing is.
All right. I'm going to cut you off. But that was really good. Everyone give a round of applause. That was great. All right. That's the kind of energy I want to see. All right. And remember the point of the game. Don't tell us you don't know what you're talking about. You do know what you're talking about. All right. So yeah, Ayala, is that how you pronounce your name?
Yes.
Rose as well.
All right. So are you able to turn your camera on right now?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
All right. Hi. So do we have any recommendations from anyone? I can choose another topic, but if anyone in the room or in the Zoom has recommendations for a topic.
Beyonce. How do you?
Beyonce is good. All right. So hi everyone. Aya's here today and they're an expert on Beyonce. Take it away.
So, hi, everybody. Today we're gonna talk about Beyonce. Beyonce is an icon of the music, the American music. What else? She's famous. She's beautiful, and she always push Black girls to accept themselves. And Beyonce killed Rihanna. Okay, so she's an example of success, and she always push people to give the best they can. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That was about 40 seconds. I appreciate that talk on Beyonce. I don't know if Beyonce killing Rihanna. That'd be a little upsetting. But all right.
I feel like only Africans get that thing.
We can get
That's
one
my
more.
Yeah.
Wait, should we?
Do you want to?
I think.
Was there another person? Did you say wanted to go?
Is there another person that wants to go?
Now wants to try?
I want to do Beyonce.
You want to do it? Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
do want to do
Well,
Beyonce.
you
Alright.
sound like you are already an expert on Beyonce.
No.
So it's not a challenge.
Who's she?
Oh.
I'm gonna give you.
we
You can
have
get a
one more?
shortened version if you want.
We're doing like an improv to practice public speaking.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Beyonce is an icon. I do want to hear a concert, and everybody wanna cough up tickets.
Like a competition between
Her and Nicki ate up not flawless. Feeling myself. Her new song with Kendrick Lamar is great. She's amazing. American Superstar. Uncle Johnny. We love Uncle Johnny. Rest in peace, Uncle Johnny. We love Blue. We love Twins. We love Jay-Z, even though he's ugly. Like she's. It must be.
All right. I'm gonna cut you off now if I can.
Thank you.
But you seem like you could still go. I don't know. You sound like a real expert on Beyonce. I don't know if that was the game, but I still like the energy that everyone brought. Thank you, everyone who participated. This is really fun. It's usually more fun when we're all in person, can hear each other super well. And usually it's like a lot of people who are all experts on the same thing. It's a fun thing. But anyways, I wasn't just trying to make everyone sound silly. The whole point of this game was so that y'all can get comfortable in yourselves and speaking in public and maybe taking yourselves not too seriously. And also what Arena was talking about before of faking it till you make it. You might not be super confident when you get up on stage all the time or you're talking to a large group of people, and that's okay. A lot of people really struggle with public speaking, even throughout their whole lives and whole career. But as long as you speak with confidence, people will believe that you're confident and automatically take what you're saying more to heart. You know, you should never. One thing don't take away from this game is don't lie or say you know something that you don't, because you never want to give people false information. But the attitude that y'all spoke with this game and just faking it till you make it and really speaking, you know, with confidence, with good diction, not using like or just really sound like you know what you're talking about. I want y'all to take that into your rally and also into any other part of your life where you have to do any sort of presentation or talk to someone who's important or you want to impress. You know, this is a skill that you can really take anywhere, because if we're going back to superpowers, I think one of my superpowers is always sounding confident, even if I'm not. And I think that personally has taken me far. So I really want you guys to use this in your life, and I truly think you will see a difference. All right.
Yeah, and
So-
just to answer that, want to reiterate that. And I think that was a great improv exercise to help you guys really build that confidence. This event is next Saturday, so definitely want you guys to play the game a lot more. And on top of other, you know, public speaking tricks. I know we kind of had some fun with that exercise just now, but like Jolena said, the whole point was not just to sound silly, right? The key thing is to become confident in speech. If you do feel like you're getting nervous or that you're fumbling on something, that you maintain that confidence and just see it through. Because ultimately, you know, fake it till you make it, right? So we want to practice, get concrete with that skill. So thank you guys. You can continue.
No problem. I see a hand on Zoom. Ayala, is that a hand?
Yeah, like I wanted to know if it's possible, maybe not today, because maybe we don't have the time, like to try to introduce ourselves and everything, because I'm new and I don't know like people and everything. So if it's possible to like introduce yourself, your age, your school or something like that.
Yeah, if we have time at the end, we can do a larger round of introductions. This is more of like, this is not what your typical meeting is going to look like. This is a workshop for an event that's coming up. I won't be in the typical meetings, but you will get to know everyone eventually. And maybe we have time at the end of this. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Do you want to skip to your part?
Oh, did you have more?
There was another thing, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, this is not going to be as game-like. I'm sorry. I hope you had fun so far. But I just wanted to get a little input first on the choice to include gun violence, because I saw the event primarily highlights data in the sections from the youth agenda, but I noticed that y'all are bringing your own topic, which I believe is gun violence, and I'm all for that. I really wish violence maybe was something we highlighted more in the youth agenda, but I just wanted to hear y'all's decisions on including that, maybe data that you collected.
Well, just to set some context, we actually just came from our fourth town hall. And each of these town halls are essentially surrounded on the central topic of gun violence, where essentially we have not gone out to collect data per se, but we have been working with the Mayor's Office of Strategic Partnerships, as well as facilitating conversations with different youth in terms of the 8 strategies that the task force has presented, along the lines of employment and entrepreneurship, to community vitality, to trauma-induced care, as far as different ways to address gun violence. And so essentially, the aim is that they'll be sharing some of the strategies as well as their perspectives on it. But in terms of more concrete facts and data, we're hoping to bring in a guest speaker from one of our gun violence prevention agencies like Man Up, Elite Learners, or something like that. But yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Anecdotal data is just as valid, especially when it comes to dealing with issues such as those and issues that we see in our day-to-day lives. And I know you said that y'all didn't get to collect statistical data yet per se, but I want y'all to really take this event and use it as a way to start collecting data maybe of your own. One thing that we do at the youth agenda and our own orgs is we really reach out to our participants when we have events like this, so we can get feedback on maybe what to include for our next event and what issues our young people are really focusing on. Because yeah, you might have a broad range of perspectives in your own organization, but the people who are coming to this event, you're going to get a lot more perspectives and you're going to be able to reach out to a wide range of people. So something that y'all may want to do at the event is, for example, have like a feedback wall where you give people post-its and they can give you feedback on topics that maybe they feel like you may have missed and what's important in their lives. You can ask for like quotes maybe on how they feel about certain issues, and that's some sort of empirical data or anecdotal data that you may want to cite in future connections that you make or any sort of data you may release further. And just to go back to interacting with your crowd, you always want to get feedback on what you're presenting. You don't want people to feel like you're ever just talking at them. You want to make sure the people who come to your events feel like they're active participants in whatever it is that you're doing. And this can be just asking for verbal confirmation on something that you're doing, or ask for verbal testimonials on something they feel strong about. And just make sure that you're always working towards finding new information and reaching out to new groups of people and finding new perspectives. All right. And that's what I think is so beautiful about these types of events, is that it's such a rare occasion that you get so many people in one room at the same time who are all willing to not only learn, but teach and share. So that's what I want y'all to take away from this section. And I'm going to pass it now on to Adama.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Arena and Jolena, for leading such great activities. So we kind of already just talked about how to create confidence within yourself when you're leading these rallies and you're the facilitator, you're the MC, you're in front of a group of people, and then how to make it engaging. That's what Jolena just went over. What I'm going to talk about is a little bit more of the logistical behind the scenes and after the event, as well as just in general, like what do you need to make the atmosphere, like you guys were talking about, make it engaging, make sure people are engaged, make sure people are happy to be there. And that's what I feel like that's my strength with CCC. And so that's what I'm the information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So Irina, if you could just share your screen. Thank you. All right, so how do we make a successful and impactful rally? So the key word right now is impactful. So I want to hear some hands, like raise your hand or just unmute yourself or just speak. What does the word impact mean to you? Like you can give me the definition, you can tell me what you think it means. I just want to hear what we already know in the room.
Impact means to leave a mark, something that someone can remember.
Yes, yes. Anyone have anything to add to that? Anyone have anything different?
I think impact would like correspond to like striking the hearts of the people that you're talking to.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Thank you guys. So how do you know if something is impactful? Like, how can you actually tell that something is impactful? Yeah, I see a hand in the back.
Impactful by whether or not the person remembers it after like the conversation happened. Like they're thinking about it afterwards and they're like, it just makes them think and question.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Exactly, right? So make something that's impactful has a long-lasting effect on someone. So if I go to this rally today and the 2 weeks later, I'm still thinking about it. I'm saying, oh, what else is my brother's sister's keeper? What other events are they bringing? I want to go to that because I remember last week's event and that was really fun, right? So that's what we are aiming to do with this workshop and with this rally. So I'm gonna go on to the next slide. All right, so when you think about an impactful rally, there's 3 major components to it. One, people need materials that they can own. Does anyone have an idea of what I mean by materials that people can own?
Maybe like a pamphlet.
Yeah, it can be a pamphlet.
With them.
Huh?
Something that they can take with them. Like you
yeah.
Also informational where it's just kind of like just reading all the time. So,
Yes, that is true. I think in this context, sorry if you hear noise in the back, by the way. In this context, right, we're talking about things that people can put their own personal touch to. Oh, yeah, I see a hand.
I think cluster that I will graduate and work on them, or but something like hats or t-shirts or pens, pencils, like that.
Yeah, definitely. So things that people can literally own, like they can take it and go with it. Yes, that is totally true. And I would also say things that people can add their own personal touch to. So for example, we had a chant that Jolina just did, and you guys probably have your own chants, right? People take ownership of that. They go home and they may chant it for another rally. Another type of materials that people can own are signs. I know like rally posters and things like that. Usually we like to, some rallies like to have their own pre-made thing, but I would always suggest to have a poster that people can write their own things on. So instead of saying, mental health is important because blah, 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 and having people raise that, we actually have them write down mental health is important because personally that. So that's what I mean by materials people can own, as in people can add their own personal relevant experience and information to it. Second, we have social media presence. How can social media presence make an impactful rally? What do we think?
Yes, because how many people have shared the flyer and the link?
I know Toxic in the City did.
Sorry, just real quick. So the flyer, as well as the RSVP link, has been shared with everybody in the chat. But just want to kind of do a quick round to see how many people have shared it out to their communities, posted on social media.
I shared it.
But see, that's only half the room so far. And so that goes to show we are definitely lacking. But continue.
So under social media, there's a lot, right? Because you don't just have one type of social media. You have pictures, you have videos, you also have hashtags, you have tweets, you have personal testimony. All of those things, they may be too many to fit into one rally, but you need to identify which ones you think would really elevate your rally. I would definitely say hashtags and or personal testimonies in your rally would probably be the most useful. And I'm just going over this. We're going to get into like concrete example and activities in a second, so bear with me. Third, we have a follow-up strategy. This means, and when we're talking about long-lasting event, you want to be checking in with people after the event and make sure that they know of anything that's happening after that so that they can keep being engaged and keep advocating with you guys, right? So surveys, post-event surveys, making sure the thank you emails go out, making sure you have everyone's emails when they sign in, they come to the event, you take their emails and you can store it to resend any other events that you have. So those are the three components, and we will go into a practice round. And Irina, you can, all right. So what we're gonna do is, again, we're all about practicing and rehearsing. We don't just say, do this, we practice what we preach. So we are going to use the, what is it, like 6 policy areas. So we have mental health, environmental justice, educational equity, economic mobility, and then, I'm missing something. And gun violence, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a second to think, what do you need to be done about these issues? And then you're for the second part, the because, you're thinking of why personally. It's great to think about everyone else and all young people in New York City, but what's really impactful with the statement is how it relates to you personally. That's what people really want to hear, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a second. You pick one of those topics, one of those policy areas, and then you complete that sentence. So I give you 30 seconds on the clock.
You want to go first? No, I'm not.
So I need better.
Okay, are you ready to start?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I need better resources for kids that's going through food insecurity and housing, because a lot of kids, with the immigrants coming in now, they don't have a lot of housing. And I know we was talking to the Book of World president yesterday, and at least 7,000 people is like out of housing. So we would love people to have housing and also have food so they can get by.
Thank you for sharing that. I will also, can I reiterate? That was great. I'm gonna reiterate the because part. I want it to be a little bit personal. So personal to you. Why do you need it specifically? Can I have another volunteer?
You want to try first?
Miranda, go ahead. Just gonna.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi. I need better gun violence laws because I feel unsafe in my schools.
That is powerful.
I go to the same school.
All right, one last person. Anyone on the Zoom?
I need better gun violence laws because I think what Miranda said was smart.
Your own words.
I agree with you.
Okay, no, that's fine. Because all of these issues, they're gonna be, oh, we have one more person? Go ahead.
I would say I need more information on economic mobility because I want to build generational wealth.
Yeah. Yes. Anyone else would like to go?
Well, from this side, the quietness is making me a little uncomfortable. Are good?
All right, cool. Wait, before I don't want to cut off anyone. Does anyone else want to go? No, okay, cool. So this is like an example of a sign that you can have that people can own at the rally, right? So instead of having your own things and saying, this is why it's important, they put their own touch on like why personally this is important, right? And I also in the agenda put like links to like posters where you can have like other people write stuff on it if you guys want to just take that. So this goes into now the social media aspect, and I'm gonna ask Arena to pass. Thank you. Right, so this is an example of something that my young people did at CCC. They had something similar to yours, like they had an issue in their community and they wanted better resources, better affordable foods and all of that. And so what they did is they created their own posters and they took ownership of that, right? Because and each poster was different. It was unique to all of them, right? And then under that, if you'll see, we have some elected officials that we tagged. So this was a tweet that we sent out. It was a mass tweet. We had an event like a rally and each person did their own poster and we mass tweeted to elected officials who were focusing on that specific issue. So you'll see here, too many New Yorkers are food insecure. We must ensure every person has enough food that is healthy, affordable and delicious. And then we have our hashtag. So we have two components in here. You have the hashtag, you have the mass tweet. And this is the best way to utilize social media, right? Because you're doing all of this to mobilize young people, get them to know about the issues, but also influence elected officials to make a change, to vote for the things or to change things that are in the best interest of young people, right? So you need to let them know that this is happening. And again, if you look in the agenda, I put in a whole toolkit and it gives you lists out all of the elected officials in New York City and the issues that they focus on and sample tweets that you can use to tweet out. So like after this, again, this is all about the follow-up, making sure that it has a lasting impact. So after this, after your event, if you have pictures of people holding up signs, you can go into that toolkit, find the elected officials that you want to talk to, pick a sample tweet and just mass tweet it out to them. They cannot ignore it if there's like 20 people tweeting them at a time, right? And then next, oh wait, pause, don't go. What, no, it's okay. Can anyone tell me a movement or a campaign that really had a lasting impact for you in your life? And disregard the slide that you saw. Just erase that from your head, okay? Can anyone give me examples of campaigns or movements that were really impactful to you or like to just society?
Can you guys hear me?
Uh-huh.
Like I think it was in 2021 when I will graduate, did the Stop the Gun Violence program that I was a part of. That was really and it was like based off of like the death of Pop Smoke. It was like really important. It motivated me to be interested in like gun violence issues that we have in New York, and like I learned a lot that I didn't even know like it was so bad. And that's what motivated me to join like NBSK and be a part of other things, because I saw like how, you know, important these things were and like how much of an effect it has on like me, my communities. And that's what made me like, you know, become so involved with these things. So that was one that was really important to me.
And can you just go a little bit into like what exactly about the movement really stood out to you and made you want to go into this kind of advocacy?
Yeah, when we were doing like the I can't remember everyone's name, but we spoke to a lot of like important people who had experience with it, and we created a lot of like informative videos, and they were shared on like Instagram and stuff for people to see. And I do remember like some of my friends and stuff like would see it because it was posted like and they would see me, or like a friend of mine, I also had her join as well, and they'd see her and they were like, oh man, I didn't know that. And like, you know, it made people get engaged. So like people who who wouldn't typically be interested in something like that. Just by like, you know, them promoting the videos that we were making, it did bring a sense of awareness to like the issue that we were talking about. And especially being as it was to designated to a person that a lot of people knew and could resonate with it. I think that idea made it more impactful because it was put towards someone who like everyone knew at that time. So that was the exact thing, like the videos and how they were promoted and stuff.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So I heard two things in that, right? So one, how this video was circulated, how they utilized social media to make sure everyone was aware of the issue outside of their room, outside of their event, right? People who weren't even in the event were still engaging with it through social media. And then two, it had a personal touch, right? Because personal, not in the sense that we know Pop Smoke, but we know someone like Pop Smoke. We know someone in our neighborhood that is similar to Pop Smoke. We know that our brother could be Pop Smoke. And so that brought another like personal element and made people really want to look and see like what's happening, right? Great. Does anyone have another movement or a campaign that they want to shout out?
Just wanted to share some context around the Pop Smoke campaign. So pretty much essentially, we had created a coalition with a number of gun violence prevention organizations and the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. And because Pop Smoke, his rise to stardom happened really quick, for those of us in, you know, the Canarsie, Crown Heights areas, still were very familiar with him as well as his family. And so we worked with his parents, who then to create a number of gun violence PSAs that we then, you know, disseminated to different schools across the city. So yeah, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more context as to what Kenya was talking about, but that was a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing campaign. And I'm pretty sure I also saw it on Instagram somewhere. So again, the power of social media. I wasn't even around here by when this was happening and I still saw it myself, right? So next, can you, Arena, thank you. All right, so this is what I was fishing for, the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the Black Lives Matter movement, and that is because of how they utilize their signs, their social media presence, right? For example, like these signs right here, like the Black Lives Matter, all of that, these are signs that they made themselves and it's personal to them. They have, when I went to protest, people had their experiences with police written on their posters, and that made it super impactful for me. And so that's an important element to have in your rally, I believe, as well as the hashtag. I think you guys have a hashtag, right? Yes, no, maybe so.
We don't have an essential hashtag. We just have like a mix of different chants and taglines right now. That's part of what we need to sort of get on the implementation side.
Okay, cool. I think, all right. So in terms of hashtag creation, I wish I would have known this. I would have had like a fun activity to like generate brainstorming for the hashtag. But in terms of like my advice, I would say to keep it short and sweet. In the other example that I gave, our hashtag was invest in New York. Like that was very short and sweet, but every time you would tweet something, you would see a tweet that had the hashtag, you knew exactly what we were talking about, you know exactly what event this was for, right? So I would say definitely something that is youth-centered and something that it has to do with investment is what you guys seem to be talking about, right? Going into more investment for mental health resources, better gun violence legislation and things like that. And in the essence of time, because I want to give time for like a Q&A and like all of that, Irina, you can go on to the next slide. Right. So we just went over 3 very big components of what makes a good event, a good rally. 1, be confident. Fake it till you make it is going to be our slogan for the day, right? You may not be an expert in everything, but as long as you speak confidently, that's really all you need, right? And also remember that these are also going to be young people like you, so they're not expecting you to be like this amazing Professor Einstein. Like, it's fine if you make mistakes. Again, laugh at yourself, but be confident. 2, make it fun and engaging. If you look like you're having fun, everyone else is going to have fun with you. If you look like you're bored and you don't want to be here, people are not going to want to be here with you. When we talk about superpowers, there are people who are super energetic, but that doesn't mean the people who aren't super energetic should just be there looking screw face, right? You put on that persona. You want to be here. This is something that you care about. And so you have to act like it. And then 3rd, use social media. I cannot stress this enough. I'm not sure how far into like the planning with social media and the after the event you guys are, but definitely hashtag chants, posters, videos, make sure you have someone recording, all of that. So that's our summary of this our workshop for today. I hope you guys take some of our advice and use it to your advantage. Again, I will say the agenda has everything that you need. It has all of the tweets, all of the elected officials, all of the activities Jolena pointed out, and all of it. So please use that. So it's 8:19. We're gonna leave some time for Q&A. If anyone has any questions for us, we can answer those right now.
Does anyone have any questions? So does everyone feel like they're set, prepared, and ready to kill June 3rd?
Yes.
Wait, not here yet?
Let's do, how about, what if we do this, like make it a little bit structured? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you feel that you will be able to embody confidence at the rally.
I'll be confident.
Be like, even if you're not a confident person, you'll be able to fake it. Yeah, okay, I don't see enough hands. I need to see everybody's hands up. That's what we need. Everybody has to feel confident and feel like they can do this. Thank you, Ayeli. Is anyone else in the Zoom feel confident?
I have a question.
Okay, cool. What is it?
I wanted to know where, like, the address for the rally.
Ayeli, I'm gonna put the link in the chat for the RSVP link. And so folks can RSVP if they haven't already and start to check it out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, second question. Thumbs up or thumbs down if you feel confident that the activities you've put in the, if you feel, confident that the activities you have in the rally will engage people. Yeah. Okay. What are the activities again? The spoken word, the music. What other things do you guys have for the rally?
At this moment, we really just have the spoken word, music, some celebrity appearances. We have a spinning wheel.
Yes.
We have bingo.
Ooh.
But other than that, definitely could use some more ideas as far as activities.
Let's see. I have some things coming like that I ordered, so I'll let you know if I can bring some for you guys to use. And then, all right. So I guess, do we want to do the round of names that Ayeli was talking about earlier? Would that be a good way to close out?
Ayeli and Numa are a little bit new to our familia. So definitely want everyone to, introduce themselves.
Cool.
Guys, pay attention. We're doing introductions.
I am a civic engagement associate for an organization, and I'll pass it to Jolena.
Yeah, I am Jolena Jimenez. I'm a senior drama major at Frank Sinatra School of the Arts in Queens. I am affiliated with YVote, which is primarily affiliated with YVote, which is a youth civic organization, but I work with a bunch of other organizations and the Youth Agenda Coalition primarily on like the facilitation level and like the infrastructure level, but it varies. And Arena.
Hello, my name is Arena. I'm currently a junior in high school. I go to Tools Bronx and I'm based in the Bronx.
Sorry, Arena.
Yeah.
Fun fact, one of our hubs is MS 117. Joseph.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Twills is right upstairs.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. All right, that's crazy. But yeah, I do go to Twills. And yeah, for Youth Power Coalition, I'm the advocacy coordinator. So I'll pass it to Rose.
Hi everybody. My name is Dunoaile, but you can call me Rose. I'm a junior at International Community High School. I'm new at the MISBK, and yeah, thank you. I would pass it to Numa.
Hey, Numa, are you there? If not, we can go to Kenya.
I'm supposed to just introduce myself. Okay, well, I'm Kenya, and I go to Pathways High School. I'm a junior, and I'm 16.
All right, and I guess y'all can just like go in a circle who are in the room.
Okay. I'm Elizabeth. And
It's just in your school.
I'm from Princess of Medical Science. And I'm a senior and I'm graduating this year. Okay, bye.
And we're going to college. Hey.
I'm Kania. I go to Grand Street campus, and I'm part of Toxicity in the City.
Shout out Toxicity in the City.
You're nice.
You got a lot of options.
School in Toxicity in the City.
Oh, hi, I'm Miranda. I'm also part of Toxicity in the City, and I go to Grand Street campus too.
Hi, my name is Conlon. I will graduate. I go to Bronx Division Academy based in the Bronx. You already know.
My name is Claudia, and I'm a senior, and I go to Transit Tech High School.
Hi, my name is Costa. I go to Grand Street campus. This is my first program that I joined. I think it might be something I stick to. I don't know, but yeah, that's it.
Not that I don't like it here. You're gonna love it here. You're gonna stay. My name is Aaliyah. I go to St. Francis College. I think that's about it. Ashanti. Hi, I'm Ashanti. I'm not in school.
Hi, I'm Abube. My birth is to give you youth council as well as the youth agenda steering committee. Nice to see some of my folks in here as well.
I'm July. I don't know what to say. Wait, what do I say? My school, my name. My name is July. I go to Lafayette High School, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, my name is Raz. I'm a senior in high school. I go to Cobble Hill School of American Studies, and
My fault, y'all. So my iPad died when it was on Raz, but Zori's going next.
Hello, hi. My name is Zori. I'm a senior at Cobble Hill of American Studies. I do more than what he does at the school.
That's not true.
And nice to see you guys.
Hey everybody, my name is Ivan. I'm one of the administrators here at I Will Graduate. Pleasure to finally meet both of y'all. All right, I think that's everybody actually. I think we did everybody. Anybody online want to introduce themselves? Oh, they
I think
did, right?
everybody
Okay.
went online.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, thank you guys so much.